welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from Megadeth's Symphony of Destruction. Now I did a cover of this several years ago here on YouTube, and when I went back recently to relearn the solo, I realized that I had been playing it kind of wrong. I mean, I had the right notes previously, I was just playing them on the wrong spots of the fretboard and the wrong strings at certain spots. So now I've fixed that. After watching Marty's live performances and also really scrutinizing the original recording and slowing it down, I think I've got it down pat. You let me know what you think down below in the comments. All right, let's jump on into it. So section 1 slowly goes like this. Okay, should be pretty straightforward. A couple things I want to call out. That first note that I slide up to at the 9th fret of the G, I tend to do that with my pinky because it gets me positioned for the next part when I move to my other fingers. Now watch. See what I'm saying? If you start off with your pinky like that, it's an easier transition or more natural transition, but if you want to do it with your index finger, whatever, you can figure out what's most comfortable for you. And then other than that, that 6th fret bend, you hold that for just a little bit before applying the vibrato. Then you have that unison bend, 5th fret B string, 7th fret G together. And then finally, I could have tabbed that 3rd fret bending as a wide vibrato, but I decided to tab it as a bunch of half-step bends. But I think you get, as long as you feel it, you're going to get it down right. And then finally, all right, let's move to the next part. All right, the next part slowly. Now with that, I know the fingering might seem a little bit awkward, especially when you see me switch from my pinky at the 14th fret of the E to my index at the 12th. But again, that's how I've seen Marty do it and most other people that I feel are doing it right. But again, if you want to use different fingering, as long as you're playing the same notes, it's going to be fine. I used to slide around in that section like this. See that? I used to kind of slide around like that. That just felt more natural than doing it like this. So do whatever feels more natural to you, but again, I wanted to get it down as close to the original as possible. All right, let's move to the next part. All right, the next part, slowly, here's the first half of it on the G and B strings. And you'll notice my fingering, I'm using index, middle finger, and pinky to do the stretch. If you want, you can try doing it with index, ring, and pinky, whatever is more comfortable for you. And that pattern, now for the second half, you're just going to take all that and move it up to the B and E strings. Okay, so here it is all together. All right, pretty straightforward, right? Let's move to the next part. Now this next part's the one that kind of gave me the most trouble, mainly because when I do arpeggios, I tend to do them in more of a layered approach, wherein they're all kind of tied together in a kind of a smooth fashion. You know? See how I'm kind of just moving around fluidly? But in this one, you're just moving from shape to shape a little more abruptly, I guess. And basically, these are G major patterns, okay? So here it is slowly. All right? And you'll notice that when I'm up on the high E and B strings at the beginning, I'm kind of sliding from one shape to the other. Kind of makes it easier for me. Okay? And then one of the tricky parts is moving from this to the next one. All right? One thing I used to do is I used to do it down here instead. This is 15 on the high E, 10 high E, followed by 12 on the B and 12 on the G. Instead of, I used to do that. And then for the last part where you go, I used to also do that down here starting on the high E string. Doing it that way seems more natural to me. And so it would look like this if you did it that way. Okay? You're doing it on the same strings. That to me feels more natural. It's the way I used to do it. But watching Marty play it live and analyzing, I figured out I was doing it on the wrong strings. Right notes on the wrong strings. Next section slowly goes like this. That last note, oops, didn't mean to hit that harmonic with my hand. That's a half step bend up, like from here to here. And it's kind of a bluesy thing to do, adding the major third in there, right? A lot of times people will do a full bend. A little bit too far. Either way, you're probably going to be okay. You just want to make sure that you get that major third note in there, right? To give it the right feel. That's a pretty cool lick. It's kind of a combination of Aeolian and the blues scale, adding the flatted fifth in there too, right? Before you get to that major third. Very cool thing. Kind of a Randy Rhoads type of thing to do. All right, let's move to the last lick. All right, the last lick, definitely blues-based lick, goes like this. Two things I want to call out there. That final 12th fret high E note. Right after you hit that, you go pretty quickly into that little double stop. Hold that up, slide it down. All right, that was my video showing you how to play the guitar solo from Megadeth's Symphony of Destruction. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, comment. All that stuff means something. If you have questions, leave them down below and I will answer all as time allows. Until next time, rock on.